If you're making too many unforced errors on your forehand, then in this video I'm going to give you 3 simple tips to help you dramatically improve your consistency. The first one is you need to make sure that you're not going for too much on your shots. This happens a surprisingly large amount of the time. Players are just trying to hit the ball way too hard, and because of that they're making unforced errors, or potentially they're trying to hit an inappropriate shot that is way out of their wheelhouse. So maybe if you're a lower level player, like 4.0 and below, you're trying to get the ball up there and you're trying to attack it, take it at shoulder height. That's a much higher level of skill, so it's very unrealistic that you're going to execute that, so you need to avoid doing it. Same thing if the ball's deep, it's on the rise, trying to step in and take the ball on the rise like the pros do. These things are very unrealistic for most people, and by recognizing that and being more disciplined with the shots that you're trying to play, that is the first thing that you can do. You can implement it right away, and it's going to cut down on a lot of your unforced errors. The second simple thing that you can do to cut down on forehand unforced errors is to focus more on your preparation. So trying to prepare more quickly and trying to set up in better positions in time. So you want to be thinking about your spacing, making sure that you're not getting too close to the ball or too far away from the ball, because both of those errors dramatically increase the likelihood that you'll miss your shot because they break the biomechanics down. And the other piece that you really need to pay attention to is moving forwards or backwards depending on the ball that you're dealing with. And it kind of follows on from what we've just talked about there. Taking the ball on the rise is very hard, taking it up there is very hard. It's very likely to increase your chances of making an unforced error, so you've got to try and recognize if the ball's short, step into it and take it at an appropriate height, maybe between knee and waist height. Or especially if the ball is deep, you've got to respect that ball, move back, allow the ball to drop, and again, take it at a more comfortable height. And just by really focusing on your preparation, that's going to make a dramatic difference and help you to avoid a lot of unforced errors. The third thing that you should focus on in order to reduce your unforced errors is you need to really make it a priority to watch the ball as best you can through to contact, and leave your eyes and your nose and your head lined up with that contact point for a moment or two after you finish making contact. So many errors happen because players lift their head and they take their eye off the ball. Yes, we see Djokovic and Murray lifting their head and hitting great forehands, but for the vast majority of people that isn't possible because their timing and their visual prediction isn't good enough. So you really want to do everything you can to watch the ball through to contact. So the way that you want to think about this is you're going to be lining your eyes and your nose and your head up with the ball. So when the ball's down there, eyes, nose, head, looking at it as the ball comes through. Again, I'm trying to line my eyes and my nose and my head up so that they're looking at the strings a moment or two after contact. You might not be able to see it touch the strings and leave the strings, but it's going to dramatically increase the likelihood that you'll hit a better quality of shot. Now, this can be challenging for a couple of reasons. Firstly, it's about the focus and the concentration, because there's a lot of stuff to distract you when you're on court. You have to not get distracted and think about too many things. You have to make this a priority. That's part of it. The other part is it's actually really tricky to do because there are a lot of different visual skills that go into ball tracking. And the reality is that your visual system might not be capable of doing all of them. The good news here though is you can actually train and improve your vision. And when you do that, it's going to make a massive difference, allow you to track the ball through to contact. To help you with that, I've created a free tennis vision starter program. If you would like this free program, I'll place a link up there and I'll place a link down in the description so that you can get hold of it. But this is it. It's nice and simple. You don't have to make it too complex. You be disciplined with your strokes, play appropriate shots for your ability and skill level, work hard on the footwork and your spacing and preparation because it's so fundamental to hitting the ball well, and then really do everything you can to watch the ball through to contact. Implement these things and you will make dramatic improvements. Your numbers of unforced errors will go down.